Earlier in the day, after failing to meet Ahsan, two U.S. human rights activists were observing a 24-hour vigil in front of his house. Aitzaz Ibrahim has the details.
Let the lawyers free. Let the lawyers free.
U.S. human rights activist Maddie Benjamin and T.J. Berry arrived at Aitzaz Ahsan's house at noon. They made an attempt to meet Aitzaz, but were told the house has been a sub-jail since November 3rd, the day President Musharraf imposed emergency.
We went in to ask the gentleman if we could see Mr. Ahsan, because in our media it says that he is that all lawyers have been freed and there is no political prisoners in Pakistan. So when we were told that we could not see him, we hastily came up with the idea to stage a 24-hour vigil at the home of Mr. Aitzaz Ahsan.
The activists stayed outside, but were soon joined by some lawyers and Pakistan People's Party leaders. Everyone was anxious to know why the Americans were here, protesting.
We came here to show our support for real democracy, for the lawyers, for the judges, for the students, for the press. That indeed, if Musharraf is telling the West that he is a Democrat, then he has to tear down the sub-jails, open the jails where he has political prisoners, restore the judiciary, and restore the free press. That's real democracy.
Lawyers, PPP leaders, and neighbors continued to pour in. Even children joined the protest. Aitzaz Ahsan's home, 5 Zaman Park, is still a sub-jail. Two human rights activists from the United States are here, and they plan to stay here till tomorrow noon. Security is tight out here, but what's happening inside? Come, let's go check it out. Using the back door, Dawn News tried to go as close as possible to the no-go area. Aitzaz Ahsan is not allowed to enter his own chamber at home. Servants can enter the premises only if required. Aitzaz's wife, the only person who can enter or leave the premises, says the PPP leader is in high spirits. She says Aitzaz has not made any decision about contesting the general elections.
You see, all these questions he will have to address himself. The only thing that I'm aware of is that he has to fight for the restoration of the judiciary. He has to fight for the constitution of the country. He has to fight for a civil society of Pakistan. And he cannot forego the role that the lawyers have put upon himself by electing him the Supreme Court Bar President.
It is a matter of time before Aitzaz takes a decision to contest the general elections or not. And it is a matter of time before we know whether he will be released or not. Outside, the Americans continue protest. They have plans to stay overnight, and with them, they have plenty of blankets, water, and food. Aitzaz Ibrahim, Dawn News, Lahore.
Russians are voting in a parliamentary election set to